yeah? Charlie Bronson. It's about the David Bomber Pierce joint. Well, I'm a big fan of Dave's. All 6'1" of him and 200 pounds of muscle. A proper geezer. Listen, we want that statue. That legendary statue. For David Bomber Pierce. Now let's do it.
Seconds out, round 3.
And at the heart of this community was one legendary family.
Everybody knew of the Pierces. They were locally famous, I suppose you could say.
We all grew up in Pill, 7 brothers, 2 sisters. It was crazy, to be honest with you, but it was fantastic. They were all loving. My parents were really loving.
My father instilled a lot of principles, a lot of discipline, especially as far as training and looking after yourself.
And when it came to training his boys on how to box, Wally had his own unique methods.
He'd have us running up the park, wearing heavy boots. He'd tie a piece of string across the back garden where you'd bob and weave.
You used to put one house brick on the floor and then one at the end of it, and you had to lift it up from the floor with a straight hand, up and down. That was to build the forearms up.
We couldn't afford gloves in them days, to be honest. So Dad used to wrap tea towels around our hands, and that's how we'd spar.
Wally's training methods may have been unorthodox, but he got results.
David was at a level all of his own because of his dedication and what he put in.
He even found a job that would help his boxing at the local steelworks.
The job he had was tough. They put him in the furnaces. They just had him in there all day shoveling. That's all he did was shovel, shovel, shovel. Anything he thought would make him stronger, better, that's what David wanted, you know?
At the age of 19, David made his professional debut as a heavyweight boxer. Despite their concerns over the scan, the authorities allowed the fight to go ahead. But when he arrived, things went from bad to worse. His small support team had forgotten to book David a hotel room, forcing him to sleep rough the night before the fight. He'd also fractured his hand in training, but David refused to pull out.
As we come down the one end of Pill, all the police were lined up just like that, you know.
The Pierces of Pill had lost one of their own, and David's death was felt across the generations.
At the wake, people were talking about him, that there was old videos at the time of some of his fights. It was very interesting. So I went to the library where I asked, you know, can I find out some information about David Pierce? But there was nothing. And then they came back to me 2 weeks later and they had one picture. What it did for me was, right, I'm not going to stop until everybody in this city knows who David Pierce is.
Luke reminds me of David. Once he's got a bone in his mouth, he can't let go until he's finished the project.
And pretty soon, he wasn't alone. Newport was behind him.
We started with 10 quid in the Angel. A client of mine said, there's 10 quid. Luke went and paid it into Santander. And I thought, we've got a bit of a battle on here.
They were getting closer and closer to their target, but the next donation took everybody by surprise.
We were at dinner at Tredegar Park Golf Club, and they said they had a surprise for us. Next thing you know, Charles Bronson is not only saying that he wants the statue up, he's also saying that he wants a triple Black Russian.
It's Charlie, yeah? Charlie Bronson. It's about the David Bomber Pierce joint. Well, I'm a big fan of Dave's. A proper geezer. We want that statue, that legendary statue, of David Bomber Pierce.
I was taken aback by it, I was quite shocked, if I'm honest. He sent us original artwork, which we were then able to auction on the night, when we raised around £2,500 from it.
Everyone in Wales be proud. Donate a few quid. Come on, let's have it.